everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den, and welcome to another video on Sunday. Today we're going to do this card. It's quite a simple card, but it's very effective. It's called a corner fold down card. Now I've done this one in the Simply Zinnias, and I did this one with the, I think it's called Adventurous Skies. Don't quote me on that for sure, but they're both, this is an online product. This one's in the new catalogue that went live last month. So we're going to do this again, but this time we're going to do it with trusty tools. But I am going to use the Celebration DSP for this card. So other than that, everything else I'm using is current. Okay, let me pop these out of the way for a moment. And it's noisy out there today. And I'll show you what you need. Now I've got a couple of bits here that are not on my written tutorial, only because I want to do something a little bit different on the bottom of this one. But I will go through it with you. So our main card is 5 7/8 by 8 1/4. So you'll need a layer for the front and a layer for the inside, and they look like they need a bit of a deburr. I think I need to put a new blade in. Let's just do that while we've got it. And both of those measure 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Now for the front we're going to need a DSP layer that measures 5 3/8 by 3 5/8, and then we need a white piece for the inside, which needs deburring too. I can see that. That measures exactly the same, 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. Now if you're wondering what I mean by deburring, when your blade on your trimmer gets a little bit old and not quite, you get like a fuzzy edge, I have one of these emery boards, and I just rub that along the side and it takes that fuzz off, so it gives you that little bit longer out of your piece. Okay, so I've got this piece for the inside here because I want to put this along the bottom, and this measures 1 inch by 3 5/8. But that's not in the tutorial, but that doesn't mean you can't put it in there. And then I've cut all my tools out here from the DSP because I've got so much of it left. So I just cut them out of these pieces so that we could pop them on the front. Okay, I'm going to stamp the words, "You're the most awesome," no, it's upside down, "You're the most awesome," which is on here, and I'm not going to put any words on the inside, just a little bit of stamping, and I'm going to stamp in Early Espresso. So let's move all these out of the way, and we'll start with our main piece of card, which is our 5 7/8 by 8 1/4. So we're going to score this on the long side at 4 1/8. Now my other bit of scoring I'm actually going to do on my other board, but I'll need my score tool. So I'm going to pop that down there, and I'm just going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to fold my card first, mainly because that way I know that then I've got it on the correct, everything on the correct side. And then I'm going to open it up again, and I'm going to just use my pencil, and I'm going to pop this in here with the right side, that is, which is the front, at the 2 inch mark, and just pop a little pencil mark just there so you can actually see it. And now I'm going to move my cutting blade out the way so I don't cut, and I'm going to pop this in here at the score line and down to that pencil mark there. And I'm going to, I find it easier to do it with my tool. I know we've got the tool here, but I find I have to press so much harder, so I'm going to do it with this. It goes onto onto this rail very easily, and it will score down. So that's all the scoring we're going to do. So I'm going to refold this one, and then I'm going to actually fold this one down onto the front. Now, the best way to do this is to cut these is to do it this way. You're going to pop this on here as if that's the correct way you want it, making sure you've got a nice even border all the way around, and then you are going to just mark this top and bottom at the same spot so that you've got that nice border top and bottom. So once you've done that, we can pop that out and we can bring in our trimmer again, and we're going to pop this in here, getting that mark and the other mark there in the correct spot, and we're going to cut across like so. And you can always check whether or not, that slipped backwards, that fits in there nicely or not. Yes, it does. Look at that. How beautiful does that look? Now, with our other piece here, we don't want to throw this away. We want to turn it over, and we want to do exactly the same. So we're actually going to open it up so that you've got the inside of the card showing, and then you're going to mark this piece the same, exactly the same. And then bring in your trimmer once again. Oops, move out the way, pencil. And this is just the easiest way I can think of to do it. If you find an easier way, I'd love to hear from you. Now, for me, I need my trusty pick tool that I can just pop that in there like that so that it doesn't move. And then I can trim that piece off. And it's right at that edge. So that goes under the rubbish bin. And this piece here now fits onto this piece here nicely with the same border all the way around. So we can now get our eraser and just remove those marks if they're still showing, and that's including on here. Alright, so we've cut the first panel, so we're actually going to do exactly the same again. So we're going to move our card out of the way this time, and we're going to bring in our layer and put our DSP layer on top, as if once again we've got it nicely on the three sides, and we're going to mark it exactly the same as we did before, like so. Move that out of the way, bring in our trimmer, and we're going to trim that piece off like so. And once again, just double check it. If you're happy with that, great. If you're not, you can actually retrim it a bit. And one more, I'm going to bring in this piece now, and this piece is going to layer on up the opposite way. Okay, so we're going to do it one more time. You can't do it the other way around because it doesn't fit, so you're going to have the opposite side showing, unless you want to cut another full piece if you want it the same, but I don't. So I'm going to pop that on there, and then once again I'm going to mark that, whoops, a bit high on this, on here. Move that piece out of the way, bring in my trimmer once more, and once again I'm going to close that. I'm just going to pop that through there, which actually holds that in place, and it's right on the cut line, so you're not going to see that little dot that I put through there. Once we've done that, we can check this. You happy with that? Yes. We can then remove our pencil marks off the end of that piece, and the same off of the end of this piece, and throw that bit in the bin. So once we've done that, we've actually got the front of our card already. So we're then going to just glue these pieces, and I'm going to hope that my glue hasn't gone all dry because it's been really weird weather here. For autumn, we've had warm, we've had cold, we've had fog, And today we've got a beautiful sunny day. Now, it won't be autumn when this goes live, I'll tell you that now. It will be winter, because it will be a couple of weeks. I'm doing this a couple of weeks in advance. I've got a lot to do for my dad over the next few weeks, so I thought if I get ahead, that'll be great. So we've got that on there, and we just double check that that's the right way, and then we pop this one onto this piece. Whoops. Once we've glued those onto the pieces, we can now glue these to the front of the card. Oops, getting a bit wonky there with my glue. Never mind. It doesn't matter if the glue's wonky, you can't see it. Okay, so then we're going to pop this onto here like so. And we're happy with that. That's going to come down like that. But we don't want this to flap around in the wind. So what I did is I got these glue dots and I put, wherever they might be, they were all the way down here, glue dots on this. So I put one in the corner. I put it in the corner, not on my finger. And then 2 more across the top. Oops, get off my finger. This one stuck to my finger. And one more, well, I've got that one stuck to my finger as well. I'm doing really well here today, aren't I? Sticking them to my fingers. And stick that one there. Let's get rid of all that, because that's what's causing me all the trouble, is trying to hold that back out of the way. Once I've done that, I can close this down over the top, give it a bit of a squish down so that it's nice and tight, and then we'll glue this piece onto the top. And that is the designer side, paper side of our front of our card. What do you think? It looks just fantastic, doesn't it? So we're going to pop that on one side, because we're actually going to work on the inside before we finish the outside, because it's just easier to do. So I'm going to get that a nice burnish down there, pop that out of the way and bring in our other piece. So I'm going to actually stamp this piece. I have these nuts and bolts here. Well, actually I'm going to glue this on first, so I know where I'm going to stamp. That makes more sense, doesn't it? I want to leave a gap at the bottom. Now when you if you put this piece here like I have done, I cut this at the right size, but if once you look at it, it's a little bit out, you just turn it over and trim it down, because you don't always cut in the same place twice, even though you think you have. Okay, I'm going to pop these in the corner here. Just like so. That's all I'm going to do on that bit. I don't want too much showing, and I have no idea if I'm going to give this as a Father's Day card or a birthday card, so I will not stamp anything on the inside saying one thing or the other. I have got a few birthdays coming up, and I do have, well, Father's Day in Australia is not until September, so I've got a way off till then. Okay, so that's my inside. I'm going to glue that to the inside of my card. This is a lovely card, effective card, and it's very, very quick and easy to do. So that's the inside of the card done, and it looks just perfect. I'm going to stamp my piece of card that I've got here, which measures 1 inch, and this is just off of the piece of card, which is 6 1/4. So I was going to cut it off after I'd actually stamped it, so that I could, if I had a bad moment, I could do a bit better. Okay, that's great. Now, if you noticed, I did this on the paper so that I could see that I had 1 square there. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to mark this piece just here, like so, so that I can just cut that so that I have the same distance on both sides. I don't know if I cut it straight. That's better. Okay, so let's move that out of the way, and I'm just going to rub my little pencil mark off that corner there, so that piece is exactly the same distance on both sides. Even though it looks a bit, it isn't, it is. Alright, so now I've got my tools here, and I'm going to pop this one right on the corner like so. So I want him to be sitting up. He's going to have to sit up a little bit because of the glue dots under there. So let's pop some things on here and pop these across the top here. Let's pop them over there, and a little bit of glue on this side here. So when I stick him on here, it's going to be nice and even now, and we can work out what tools we want. So I'm going to put my saying down here, so I'm going to pop that on now so that I can see where my tools are going to go. And once again, this is entirely up to you how you decorate the front of your card. I'm going to pop that one there. That one there. And that one there. So this one here is going to go down flat. So we'll pop some glue on him first. As you can see, the back of this paper was like grid paper. So I'll pop him down first. This is going to have dimensionals down here and glue up the handle. It does help if you take the end back off the dimensional, doesn't it? It will stick better. And once again, this one, I'm not sure. I think we're going to do him like that. So we need a dimensional in the middle, but we need a small one. So where's the small ones? Here we go. Dimensional in the middle. Glue at the top and at the bottom here. And remember to take the backing off. There we go. Oh, come on, pick up. I think I should have put one underneath that corner there too. So let's just do that now. I can do that without any trouble. There we go, that looks better. Now I actually fussy cut those out of the paper, so I've got all these others if I want to. I could probably put some pliers, I think that's what they are, pliers in here. I'm not sure. You will see in the photographs if you actually are part of my Facebook group. If you're not, you're welcome to join. So to finish this off, I'm going to put some of these brushed metallic adhesive back dots on here. So I'm going to use these larger ones, and I'm going to use one here and one here, and one, I'll use a small one, I think, just in there. So what do you think? A nice easy card. Let me get rid of all those dimensional end. They're all going everywhere otherwise, all over the floor, and I don't want that. A lovely card, easy to do. This month is called Easier Cards. I thought I'd do a month of easier cards. You can dress them up how you like. When you dress them up how you like, that's what you get. Now, the reason this one is this way, I was going to put that paper there and that paper there. When I put it on there to cut it out, I did it the wrong way around. So what I did is I got my pencils, my Stampin' Up pencils, and I just marked some of them in the green just to take that bland look off of it. And I was really happy with the way that turned out. So why is that sticking there? There's something sticky on the table. There we go, it's gone. And this one is done in Blackberry Bliss, which I did for my colour creation blog hop. So if you've enjoyed today's card, please give me a thumbs up. If you would like to know more about any of these products, except for the paper on this one, but the stamp set, which has the spanner and hammer, I should say, the paintbrush. But if you buy the bundle, but it's not, with the dies, you actually get the dies to do all the other bits and pieces. So you can cut them all out. You can actually stamp them and cut them out. So you've got, the tape measure and the spanners, and there is a drill and other things as well, which I haven't done. I haven't used those at all, but I just thought they were lovely. And I'm just showing you that this is the sort of card you can do as a man's card or a lady's card. It just comes up beautifully either way. And thank you for watching. As I say, if you'd like to know more, just get on there and show, give me a hoy. If you'd like the written tutorial for this, and I know I'm rambling because I've gone a bit off my head or here at the moment. If you'd like the written tutorial for this, please head over to Di's Den for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. You'll find the link down the bottom here. And I will see you all again on Wednesday for Wowza Wednesday. So, bye for now.